Hola amigos, Stuart here with another Spanish lesson. And have you ever heard a Spanish person use the words claro, por supuesto, or igualmente and wondered exactly what they mean and how and when to use them? Well, today I'll break them down with lots of real-life examples, including some key variations like claro que sí and por supuesto que no. And stick around for the quiz at the end of the video to check what you have learned. So let's get started. Vamos! Now let's start with the word claro, and anybody who has been to a Spanish-speaking country will know that this word is used all the time. It literally means clear or bright, but when it's used in conversation, it mostly means of course, sure, or obviously. It can express agreement, confirmation, or even sarcasm depending on the tone of the speaker's voice. Now, one of the most common ways to use the word claro is for agreement. For example, somebody asks you if you like Spanish food, ¿te gusta la comida española? And you reply, claro, es deliciosa, which means of course it's delicious. ¿Te gusta la comida española? Claro, es deliciosa. We can also use the word claro to confirm something. For example, a friend asks you if you're coming to the party tomorrow, ¿vas a venir a la fiesta mañana? And you reply, claro que sí. Of course, yes, I'm coming to the party tomorrow. Another way that we can use claro is when it comes to clarification on something. For example, somebody wants to know if the museum opens at 10 a.m. They ask, el museo abre a las 10, ¿verdad? And you reply, claro, pero solo entre semana. Yes, but only on weekdays. To show sarcasm is another way that we can use the word claro in Spanish. For example, a friend of yours says that tomorrow they're going to start a diet, something that they have done many times before. They would say, mañana empiezo la dieta. And you sarcastically reply, claro, como siempre, which means yeah, sure, like always. You can also use the word claro to deny something with emphasis. Look at this example. A friend of yours wants you to lend them 500 euros. They say, ¿me prestas 500 euros? And you emphatically say no with an expression like this. Claro que no. ¿Me prestas 500 euros? Claro que no. And we can also use the word claro to give permission. For example, somebody wants to borrow your pen. They say, ¿puedo usar tu boli? May I borrow your pen? And you reply, claro, aquí tienes. Sure, here you go. Now, let's move on to por supuesto, and this phrase is very similar to claro. It also means of course. However, it's a bit more formal or polite than claro in many situations. Now, one of the ways that we can use por supuesto is to show strong agreement. For example, your child asks you if the sun rises in the east. They say, sale el sol por el este, ¿verdad? And you reply, por supuesto. Of course. We can also use por supuesto for reassurance. For example, a friend wants you to help them with something. They say, ¿me puedes ayudar con esto? And you reply, por supuesto. Dime qué necesitas. Of course. Tell me what you need. Another time you'll hear the word por supuesto is when people are being polite in service situations. For example, in a restaurant. You're in a restaurant and you would like the waiter to bring you the bill. You would say, por favor, ¿me puede traer la cuenta? And they would most likely reply, por supuesto, señor, which means of course, sir. We can also use por supuesto to offer something generously. For example, you're at somebody's home having a coffee and you would like another cup. You would say, ¿puedo tomar otro café? And they would reply, por supuesto, sírvete lo que quieras. Of course, help yourself. We can also use por supuesto to express certainty. For example, you're with a friend and they ask you if you think it will rain today. They say, ¿crees que va a llover hoy? Do you think it will rain today? And you reply, por supuesto. Mira esas nubes. Of course, look at those clouds. We can also use por supuesto to make a promise. For example, a friend wants to know if you're coming to their wedding. They say, ¿vas a venir a mi boda? Are you coming to my wedding? And you reply, por supuesto que sí. No lo perdería por nada. Of course I am. I wouldn't miss it for anything. We can also use por supuesto to deny something with emphasis. Look at this example. A friend of yours wants to know if another friend has stolen money. They say, ¿Es verdad que Pedro robó dinero? Is it true that Pedro stole money? And you want to deny this emphatically, so you say, por supuesto que no. Of course not. Por supuesto que no. Now lastly, we're going to talk about the word igualmente, and this word means likewise or same to you, and it's most commonly used to return a greeting or a wish. Now let's see how we use the word igualmente for returning a greeting. Let's say that you're walking down the street here in Spain and a local says to you, buenos dias. Instead of saying buenos dias back, you could say igualmente. Buenos dias. Igualmente, señor. We can also use igualmente when replying to well wishes. For example, you're here in Spain and somebody wishes you a nice day, que tengas un buen día, and you reply, gracias, igualmente. Thanks, same to you. Another example, you are at a restaurant here in Spain, sitting down, enjoying your meal. A local walks past and says, que aproveche, enjoy your meal. And you reply, igualmente, you too. Another way that we can use igualmente is at the end of a conversation. Let's say, for example, you're talking to somebody that you have just met. At the end of the conversation, they say, ha sido un placer conocerte. It's been a pleasure meeting you. You reply, igualmente, likewise. Now, let's see what you have learned today. I'll say a sentence in English and you choose the correct reply in Spanish from the choices available. Ready? You strongly agree with someone. What do you say? Someone wishes you a good day. How do you respond? A waiter politely confirms your order. What does he say? Your friend says something obvious and you want to be a bit sarcastic. What do you say? Someone asks if they can borrow your pen. What do you say? Someone asks if you will attend their party and you want to confirm enthusiastically. What do you say? How did you go in the quiz? Let me know in the comment section below your result. And don't forget to practice these words in real life situations and soon they'll feel natural. If you have enjoyed the video today, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications for more Spanish tips. Y nos vemos en el próximo video. Hasta luego.